So now we're now going deep down into the different HTML tags we have and we use most often. So firstly, I want to change my title to, change my title. Okay, instead of saying this is a website, okay, let me just right click and come over here. And then most importantly, when you open with live server and yours is opening with, like, you know, another web browser, or probably maybe not Chrome. You wanted to use Chrome, it was opening with something else, or you wanted to use Microsoft Edge, it was opening with something else. This is the way you do it. You go about it. Okay, just come over here to File. Okay, then come over to Settings. Okay, then from Settings, come down here towards Extension. Look at. Then from Extension, you come down here. Look for what? Look for the live server, because we've actually installed the live server. Select the live server, then come into here. This is where it is. Then you can see my default custom browser is what? Chrome. I can decide to use Firefox, Microsoft Edge, this, whatever it is. But what I did was what? Chrome is what? Is the default. And that's it. And that's all. Okay? So what do? Come over here and close. Bye-bye. This one, I don't need this also. So perfectly well. So when you right click, it actually shows we're in the Chrome. Okay? So going back, now I want to change this to building. Oh, sorry. I need to highlight again. Okay. Building oh, sorry. That's a mistake. First website. Perfect. Then what do? We can actually, right click, come over here. Then let's see what happens. Building my first website. Very, very perfect. For the title, it shows in the browser tab. Okay. So now let's have something here in the web page. Now the web page comprises of lots of tags. We have the header tag, we have paragraph tag, and the likes. Okay. So let's start with the header tag and also the paragraph tag. Okay. So now we can decide to say my first website. Okay. Just come over here into the body. Don't forget what I said. That the body, everything in the body, the only thing that shows inside the web page is what? Is whatever you put, whatever tag, whatever HTML element is in the body tag. So this is the opening body tag, then the closing body tag. It's very important. So you can see it is indented. It's telling me, let me go back. When I enter, you see, it's actually well arranged. There is no problem starting from here, okay? But it's very much more important to indent because it would look well structured and organized. Okay, so now let's say H1, which is the biggest of all. Okay, so now I would say my first web page. Yeah, just like my first. I think there's okay. Yes, perfect. So now for the H1, which is the header tag, okay, we have H1 to H6. So it is an hierarchy that is from the highest to the lowest. So it's from H1, the highest, then as H2 goes, like, then H2, it decreases, H3 decreases, H4, H5, H6. It's only 6. So now I can just decide to copy this. Okay, Control C, then just come down here. Okay, Shift open tag, then H2, then close tag, then what? The cursor would actually be in between. The IntelliSense of the HTML CSS IntelliSense, the extension, would actually complete it, giving us the closing tag. So then what happens? Control V. Perfect. Then you move down. Okay. Then you open tag again. H3. Then Control V. Okay. You can see very, very perfect. You can actually, then H4, and that's how you continue. Control V. Then you can press End on your keyboard. End. E-N-D. End. Not that you press. End is actually in between delete, page down. Okay. And it is below home on your keyboard. Okay. End. E-N-D. End. Okay. that will take you to the last place. So enter again this H5, oh sorry, this Ctrl V, perfect. Then end, sorry, and that's good. H6 V, and enter. Okay, that's good. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Now let me try to reduce it and see what happens. Okay, so click, hold and drag like this. Good. Then break this down. Nice one. Then bring this, then minimize. So we have this. Then you should make sure that your cursor is actually here. Then you Ctrl S. That's, you save it. So you can see perfect. Let me reduce this. Good. You can see perfectly well my first website down till the end. That is, this is H1, H2, H3, oh sorry, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. H6 is the smallest. H1 is what? Is the biggest. Okay? That is, it is in hierarchy from the highest to the lowest. Because here, talking about the sizes of the font, okay, it depends. Normally, when you start using CSS, you can actually increase it more, decrease, things like that, the size of the font, things like that, it depends, okay? But for now, the only way it can be controlled is you understanding H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Even sometimes you don't need to even increase the font. Just use H1. It should be in hierarchy. Then if you use, once you use sub-heading or something, like you can use H3. It depends on you. Okay. Now, secondly, let's look at the paragraph tag. Okay. Let's come down here. Let's give space. Okay. Then P. Then close this. So far, if you want to know your tag is correct, it would automatically itself complete the tag for you, the HTML tag. So now, as an example, there is something we call lorem ipsum. It is a Latin derived word, like it's Latin, according to the research. Okay. So let's say lorem. Now, there are tricks to this. We want this lorem ipsum dollar set amet to be around 10 words. You just need 10 words. Just put 10, then press enter. This will give you 10 words. Let me expand. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let me Ctrl Z. If I want it to be 200 words, you can see this. Woo! Then press enter. What happens? 200. That it keeps on going and going and going. Then, you know, things like that. Even if you just try to dial this down, just keep on down, 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 down. This is not advisable. I'm just like trying to show you exactly what is happening. You can see something like this, something like this. Just keep on going down. It's way too much. So, but this is not that is too much. 100 is too much. But okay, continue. So, or sometimes you just put lorem. Then after putting lorem, you don't need to put numbers. Just press tab. Okay, press tab. Then what happens? See? Perfectly well. It completes it for you. Just give you something. We have this. You can actually come down here, you know, drag it like this, or you press on shift, then use the middle mouse button to scroll to the back or scroll to the front. Either of the two. But you press on what? You press on shift and hold shift, then you scroll using the middle mouse button, the wheel on the mouse. Now let me reduce this back and let's see what happens. Good. Okay, then you can select anywhere around here, then what's Ctrl S, because if you select here and you Ctrl S, something else will happen. Yes, something else. So you should select here, then Ctrl S, save, then it's what it shows here. Very, very perfect. Okay, you can see lorem ipsum, blah blah blah. But now if I actually increase it, you see it goes far. Reason why it was actually in like 3 lines, okay, was because this is minimized, but it is now what? Increased, maximized, you know, depending on how it is. Okay, so that is the highest, that is lowest or minimalist, or the smallest it can actually go. So just have this. Very, very perfect. Okay, good. Now, one thing we need to know is that even if I come over here, select this, enter. So backspace, select this, enter, select this, enter, select this, enter. It is not going to affect this at all. Let me save, Ctrl S, save. You can see it is not going to affect it because I didn't define that to happen. I never defined it that, oh, happen like this, or happen like this. And is it possible for me to define it like that? Yes, it is very, very possible. So how do I do it? So Ctrl Z. Now we have this. Okay. So let me maximize and let's see what happens. I can just come over here. We've done the H1 to H6, which is the heading tag, which is the header tag. Now we've done the paragraph, which is a paragraph tag, like paragraph, just to have different paragraphs. We can have another paragraph apart from this. Okay, and I just double click everything, Ctrl C, then come down here, indents, then Ctrl V. That's another paragraph. Then let's minimize and see what happens. Ctrl S, save. You can see another paragraph entirely. Okay, that is not a problem. Okay, so now let's experiment with the second paragraph here. Looking at this here, we can actually use what we call, I'm still going to teach you the diff and the span tags. Okay, but first let's look at what happens, because if you press enter like this, it doesn't affect the web page, which I've actually analyzed, showed you guys before. Okay, so but now there's another way we can do it, because I must define it, because HTML is what is the building block. So now I want to define that. So what do? I say div, then close. Okay, good. So now div, this is what we call a block tag. Okay, so now you can see. So what am I going to do now? I would come over here, click, hold and drag it to the end, wherever it is, like this, to this end. Do not copy, do not highlight the closing p tag with it, because you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 tags in one tag. That is, there's something we call nested tag. You can nest one tag into another tag. That is, you can actually put 2 tags in one tag. It happens like that, just like now. Okay, so now press on Ctrl X. That is, you want to cut, or you can actually come over here to file, to edit. Okay, then what? Then cut. It's all gone. Press on Shift, and you can see. Now you can see it is copied to the clipboard. Fine. We're going to paste it in between the div. Now, as I said nested tags. We have a P, the P tag, the paragraph tag, and we have another tag inside the paragraph tag. That is, we have the div tag inside what? Inside the paragraph tag. It works. I can even have another tag inside the div tag. So that is what we call nested tag. You don't have any problem there. Okay. So now select it and what? Ctrl V. That is to say, now we have P, but I want this will be in a straight line going. So I don't want it to continue like this. So, and there's another tag called what? Div tag, which I've actually used. So whenever it gets here, whenever it gets to the web page will actually execute it to this place. Then the next line, it should actually start the next line with what? With dbts to the end, till it gets to this place. Let's look at the practical aspects. Then what do? Then Ctrl S. You can see, very, very perfect. So I can decide to actually take it from here also, from aliquid, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well. So just come over here. Yeah, from here. Let's experiment again and see what happens. Div. You can see, good. Then click, hold and drag, sorry. Oh. Then click down, okay. Do not copy the div and the P, okay. The only thing we need is this. Ctrl X, cuts. Then you can see this is it. This is the div we're actually looking at, okay. Then Ctrl V, paste. Very, very perfect. You can see now we have 2 divs in one P. 2 divs in one paragraph, tag. So that is the nesting. And actually, let's see what happens here. Ctrl S, you can see, very perfect. Okay, so now that is it for the H1 to H6 tag, the heading tag, the header tag, and also the paragraph tag. So I'll see you in the next lecture video. So now in this lecture video, we're going to continue concerning the HTML tag, and we're going to talk about some of the most used tags you need to know. Yes, you need to know them in HTML. So we begin. So I can decide to delete the second one. Just press Shift and Control, then press what? Then press the down arrow key. Then it highlights everything, then deletes. Or you can just delete it manually, just like delete, like, you know, something like that. Okay, so that's gone. Perfect. Okay, so I can just come here, then, you know, just save, Ctrl S. Let me come over here. Let me just delete this also. Click here, hold and drag, then you move yourself here, then you delete. Perfect. Not to make any mistake. Okay, good. Now P. So let's say lorem, and we say 100. Then enter. So you save, Ctrl S. Then minimize. You see we have this 100. Perfect. Okay, 100. Good. Now we want to test the other HTML tags that are mostly used in HTML. Okay, perfect. Now the last time you could remember, actually I used this. I used the div tag. There's something we call like a container tag. We have the div tag and we have the span tag. Let me teach you the div tag again. It would actually, even if you do like this, by pressing enter and Ctrl S, nothing shows here, nothing happens, it's still the same thing. The only way you can actually give it that command is that you define it. You command HTML to do this. So Ctrl Z. Now it's still on the straight line as it is, you can see. Then what do? Div. It is a block container, the opposite of what? Span. Span is an inline. When you say inline, still a line, not divided. But the div tag divides, breaks down. Okay, move a particular word, sentences from one line to the other line. Creates a new container, making it to have new features, things like that. Okay, so now what do? Come over here, click, hold and drag to the end. Do not copy the closing P tag with it, please. It's very important, otherwise it's destroyed. Okay, Ctrl X, yes, then come over here, then Ctrl V, you paste it inside. Then what do? Just let's come over here and see what happens. You can see it is now inside the div tag. Let's keep on moving to the end. It's very long. You can see. Perfect. So what do? You just press anywhere in your mouse with your mouse, then Ctrl S, save. You can see perfectly well. That's the first one. That is the div. Now, apart from the div, I said the opposite of the div is the span tag. Okay, it does anything you want to do inline. So what does that mean? So now let's come over here. We have this inside, right? Then let's come over here to where we have this squirrel, so let's deal with that. So we have span. So what exactly am I going to copy into this span? I can just copy these 3 things. That's all. Just these 3. Ctrl X. Okay. Then fix it inside. Ctrl V. Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought there was a mistake. Then when I say Ctrl S, nothing happens. I've saved. Nothing happened. Why? because span is inline, while div is what? Is not inline. It is what? It is block. It breaks something into a new container. But span is actually inline. And the essence of the span itself is that whenever you want to make changes, you want to make styles, you want to beautify a particular word or words in a particular line or in a particular sentence. That is, you want to only this call to the end. Sorry, I don't know how to spell that very well. Okay, so like you want to like make the different color, you want to like change something in it. That's only, even if it is only this call, this one only, this one only. Okay, just put the span in between. You just make sure the call is in between the span, the open tag, the opening span and the closing span. Okay, but now what we're actually doing is what? These three words want to do what? When we actually press it and save, nothing happened. So what is it waiting for? It is waiting for us to actually give instructions that this is what I want you to do. So now we are going to apply CSS to it, okay? Just for us to see, oh, this is exactly what the span is used for, inline. Okay, so now when you press on this, select there, then you can give it space. It says style, okay, equals to, it actually automatically opens quotation for you. Then say color, okay, then quotation, then colon, then I can say aqua. You just bring your mouse here, then press. Perfect. Then what do you do? Control S. Then what happens? You have this here, aqua color, only for it. So I can come over here, just bring the mouse there, just select on this. Actually, it brings out different color palettes for me. Okay, you can just hover around here, around this particular box here. Just change it to like like green, blue, red. I think red should go well. Oh yeah, red should go well. Then you drop, then Ctrl S. You have red. So the span actually is inline. Probably you want to change something, you want to give it a different style. That is CSS actually. Okay, I just want you to know that actually the div is different from the span. The div would actually give something a new block container. It is like a block, but span is inline. Whatever you want to change in, it's inline. It depends on you, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that is the inline and the block HTML tag. Inline, span, the block, div. We're gonna be using div. Okay, they are very, very useful. Very, 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 very useful. Okay, very, very useful. So another one we can actually look at is what? Okay, let's come over here just to make this look very easy and very simple. I can decide to just come over here, like break everything down. Okay, let's do, I think it's much better like that, so we can see it fully. It's not going to affect the results, as I've said many times, okay, but so we can have something tangible here to look at. Let me see. Okay. Good. Aha, nice one. So we have now, if I come over here, if I minimize this and save, still the same thing, nothing happens. Okay, fine. I don't need anything to happen actually. Okay, so we have this. So it's very, very much easy for us to use well now. So, okay, good. Or I should actually come over here, reduce this a little bit. Yes. Then increase this. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's fine. Oh, good, good. Nice one, good. Okay, nice one. So now let's try the other types of HTML tags we have. Now another one we have actually is what? So firstly, let's try what we call the horizontal tag. You can actually come up. I want something like horizontal to be around, to be, you know, after this lorem ipsum, this first sentence. I want an horizontal, you know, an horizontal line. So how do I do it? I'll just come over here. I can leave a space, or I can put it there, or just leave a space, you know. HR, okay, then close. You see, the HR, which is a horizontal tag, the BR, which is a break tag, actually don't have any closing tag and any contents. They only have what, the open tag. So Ctrl S, you save, then Tara, you have that. That is the horizontal line. So apart from that, we have another one also. We have the break tag. Now, instead of me using div, okay, because you using div, if you use div, it's much more perfect because it is the opposite of inline tag, which is the span tag. Okay, so now, but to break, you know, just to give extra line, just to give, you know, make something go to the next line, make something be in the next line, just something like, oh, just next line. Very simple, without any effects. Just use the break, the BR tag. But for the div, it has many other features. You're not just using the div to break a sentence from the other sentence or to break words, paragraphs, okay? So it has other functions also, which we're going to learn in this course, okay? So now, let's take, for example, now, this quell and the other ones there. So, we want to break it and make sure it comes to a new line itself, starting a new sentence itself. So what do we do? So we just come here and, you know, put it there. We're going to put it here. Okay, you can see all the tags we've been using are what are inside the P tag, that is nesting of tags. Like you can have 20, 100 tags in a tag. So it depends. Okay, so now let's just watch BR, and that's all. So Ctrl S, save, and that's the next line. It's now in the next line, but you're looking at, oh, look at it, it's here. The space in between is too small, things like that. Give it another BR. So the more BR you give it, I mean, the more break tag you give it, the more spaces. So BR again, then Ctrl S. That is it. Very, very perfect. So the more BR you give it, the more spaces it actually creates. Okay, so that is BR, that is HR. So the next one is bold. Okay, let's say bold. Now, I just want to make sure that this one is bold. Let me say this first one here is bold, like this first one here. Okay, so what do? It is very simple. It is in two ways actually. Is I just use the B, okay, which is this. Let me just, oh sorry, copy, Ctrl X, then bring it in here, then save. You can see bold. It is bolding already. Just the B. The BR is for break. The B is for bold. Don't make the mistake. Okay. So apart from the B, we can actually use another one, and it actually works the same. So what exactly is that? Let's try it on this. That is what? Strong. Strong? Yeah, strong. I'm strong. So what do we want to use this for? Let's use this for let's use for only these two. Ctrl X, then, you know, paste here, then Ctrl S, save. You can see bolding. It is bolding. Let's put this. Don't be selfish. Let's put this inside also. Okay. Ctrl X. Okay, bring it here. Ctrl V. Nice one. Then Ctrl S, save. You can see bolding, but with different types of tag. Which tag did we use here? We used, where is it? We used B tag, the B, you know, the B open tag, close tag, which is for bold also. Then we use the strong tag also. So the B tag and the strong tag, they work in line together. Okay, so another type of tag that actually works in line together is the EM tag and the I tag, which is for what? It's for italic, you know, just to, you know, slant, italic, to slant and make it look unique. So which one exactly are we trying to talk about? Let's look at this. Alias, okay? So I, you can see, just Ctrl X, put in here, Ctrl V, then save. You can see alias is what? Italic. You can see is now what? In an italic format, like, you know, bends, looks good and different. That's I. But let's use the other one, which is EM, and let's see what happens. Okay, let's try it on this exactly. Okay, that's EM. So double click to copy it with the words, with, okay, you can actually just come right with the, what's it called, with the full stop. Ctrl X, then put this here, Ctrl V, then Ctrl S, save. You can see this one and this one. So the I tag and the EM tag actually works in line perfectly well together. So we have another one, which is what? Let's look at this underline. So I want from minus to the end to be underlined. So what do? I come over here, then what is the underlined? U. Very, very simple. U. Yeah. So just click here to this end here, copy everything there, then Ctrl X, then bring over here, Ctrl V. Very, very perfect. So let me just, you know, the lines here would actually show us. Okay, let me save it first and let's see what happens. So it actually underlines everything. Yeah, perfect. Everything. Let me try to increase. You can see it underlines. You can see how it looks like. Very, very perfect. It underlines everything to the end, in accordance with my command. Okay, that's underline. So apart from that, we have big and small. Big, small, big, small. So let's make this big actually. So BIG, big. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake. BIG. Perfect. Okay, so this only for the big HTML tag, it's always red. That's how it is actually. But that's not a problem. You don't need to panic. Okay, so Ctrl S, you can see big. It is big, but let's make it bold also. So just come over here, B. So double click, Ctrl X, put it inside, B, and Ctrl S. You can see big and bold. Nice one. So it is big and bold. So let's say another one, and let's say small. Let's make the small beside it. So small. Okay, perfect. So this Ctrl X, bring it inside, then V, Ctrl S. You can see big and small. Very, very perfect. Let me make this small bold also. Yeah, bold. Perfect. Double click, Ctrl X, bring here, Ctrl V, then Ctrl S. You can see big, bold, big, small, bolded is. Okay, big, small, bolds. Nice one. So now I want us to make an highlight effect. Okay, just to highlight something like an highlighter or something like that. Okay, so now let's come over here and let's use this. Okay, to highlight something, the HTML tag is what? Mark. To mark something. It's just something like that. So double click, Ctrl X, then bring around here, then Ctrl S. You can see yellow, as in it is highlighting it. But if you want the highlights to be a different color, you can actually change it. It is CSS. Okay, we're gonna learn CSS. So don't worry, we're gonna learn CSS in this course, but let me just try it for you and see. Okay, the style. Oh, sorry, style. Then equals to. Equals to, okay, immediately it gives me the quotation. Okay, nice one. Let's say color. It's not just color. When you're using color in CSS, color ordinarily talks about the font, but when you want to use something like this, like an highlighter, it is a background color. Okay, background with an hyphen, color, then colon. Okay, when you put a colon, immediately it gives you different type of colors you would like to use. Okay, let's say black. Yeah, let's say black. So Ctrl S, save. what happens? We can actually make that font on it white. So what do? The next thing you just do is what? Use semicolon, and that's, sorry, semicolon, that's all for that. Then space, going to add another one, then color, then colon, then we use what? White. That is what? WHITE. Then that's all. Perfect. Then what? Control S. You can see, very perfect. Well, it looks quite somehow, so let's Control Z. I don't like the way it looks. Okay. So now let's just make the background color, let's say red. Okay, Control S. Perfect. It's okay, it's fine. And let's make the color let's make the color white. Then Control S. Nice one. Or let me delete it and change it. It's like I don't like that color. Okay, let's say yellow. Okay, yellow, but it's yellow, fine. Control S, fine. Okay, but let me bring my cursor to this particular place. I want it to be dark yellow, not just yellow. You can see the color. This is the previous color we have here. This is the color we are doing now. Kind of dark, kind of yellow. Control S, Control S. Control S. Then let me come over here, then click, then color, and let's say white. Control S. No, not me. So we can just delete the style. I think I like it the way it is. Just leave it like that. Okay. We don't need you. Thank you, Mr. Style. So that's perfect. So that is it for the Mac HTML, the Mac tag. These are some of the most used HTML tags you would ever actually find. So when we get to CSS actually give us the best of all styles, even better than these ones we actually have here. That is why CSS is one of the greatest. That is why I actually combine the two together in this course for you to understand perfectly well. So when we get to CSS, we do much more of the of the styling in CSS. So I will see you in the next lecture video where we'll be talking about links and subsequent videos like images, lists, tables, HTML form, HTML media, and the likes. Okay, there is still more fun to go, so I'll see you in the next lecture video. Yes, in this lecture video I'll be teaching you the A tag, which is used to define hyperlinks, okay, so this is it. Perfect. So now A tag is used to define hyperlinks. These hyperlinks are clickable links that can navigate users to other pages. Yeah, like you navigate through the link. You just press the link, it takes you to other pages on the website, different sections of the same page, or external resources. Let's take, for example, let's say I want to move from here, from my web page itself to Google. Okay, let me just come over here, right click, open with server, with Live Server. You can see it is empty. Fine, right? Okay, now, so I come over here and say click to, Google. Perfect. So when I come over here, let me just bring this, then Control S, and say, Control S, click to Google. Just click to Google, then I click, nothing happens. And it's an A tag, actually, which defines an hyperlink. But what do? Some of the tags we have in HTML, they have what we call attributes. And when you say attribute of something, it's like characteristics of something. Okay, something that you attach to it to make it function perfectly well, function more efficiently and effectively. So those attributes are always found in the opening tag. Okay, just come over here, select this. Okay, let me bring this like this. Fine. Let's close this. Okay, now bring this around. Okay, oh, sorry. Let me minimize this first also. Very perfect. Aha, nice. So good. So let me bring, yeah, good. Okay, nice one. So now, how do we make sure when we click on this, it takes us to Google? How? It's very simple. The attributes. So just come over here and what's href? Yes, there is something we call href. Just say href equals to. Okay, there's something we call href. It means hypertext reference. So this is like, when you say reference to something, it shows us where exactly this link is going to, and when it is clicked, it goes there. Okay, so now I want to go to Google. Okay, so I'll say, okay, https www.google.com. Perfect. That's all. Just Ctrl S, save. You can see before the link was just black. Okay, the text was just black. But now when you have links are, you would have seen it on websites. Links are always in blue color and they are underlined. You can actually change the color with CSS. Yes, you can change the color with CSS. You can remove the underline with CSS. A lot of things you can do with CSS. The style. It depends. It can never be like this. Okay. So now when I click it, what happens? It takes me to Google. You can see very, very perfect. Let me no text. Yeah. Very, very. So it takes me to Google. Very perfect. Okay. Let me just backspace, something like that, back to where it comes from. Okay. And there are more attributes. This is not the only attribute it has. There are more attributes. Yeah. So, firstly, when I actually click on this, it's opened in the same browser tab, this tab. I can try as much as possible to open it in another tab, a new tab entirely. That's another attribute entirely. So what do? The attribute is what? Targets. You can see targets equals to. So target is in two ways. You can say, let me try the second one first before the first one. Okay. So now you do underscore blank. Blank. Perfect. So don't forget, just click around here, just put the mouse around anywhere here and Ctrl S, save. You need to save it. It's very important. You need to save it, or you come and refresh it here. But the reason for the live server is what? You save directly from here. Ctrl S, you save. Then when you click, what happens? It takes us to a new tab. That is, it didn't open here. It's opened in a new tab. And that is one of the best ways, just to preserve this page. Just preserve what you were doing before. Then it opens in another page. Okay. That is very, very perfect. But if, for example, let's say I want it to remain in this same page, just say self, and that is the default itself. So Ctrl S. That is self means it's going to open in that browser tab itself. It's not going to open a new tab, which is using the underscore blank in a new tab entirely, not affecting this particular web page. Okay, but I want it to be in a separate page, blank. Perfect. So when I back, then open. Oh, sorry, I've not saved it. That is a problem. You need to save it. Then I open. It opens in a new tab. Fine. That's good. So now another attribute is what? The title attribute. Title. Okay. Perfect. Equals to go to, let me just say link to Google. Perfect. Then click, then Ctrl S, save. Then come over here. Then just bring your mouse here. You can see. You just bring your cursor just over on it. Don't click, just over on it. It will show you what? Link to Google. That is, if you're not sure what type of link this is, we've written it actually click to Google. Then you put your cursor, you see, click to Google. Okay, oh, link to Google. It would actually show you just put your cursor on it. It will show you link to Google. That is the essence of the title. You can see, very, very perfect. And also, we can actually have an email link. Let me just put it like that. A link image or an email link. Okay. So let's just say send email. That is written. Then we come over here for the attributes. Okay. href hypertext reference. Okay. Equals to. First you say mail to. Then you put colon. Then what is the mail? Okay. Say my mail at email, at gmail.com. Perfect. And Ctrl S, you save. Okay, so I can actually make this one in a new line. How do I do it? Normally, I've said that before. You break the line. Normal. Then Ctrl S, it goes down. If you want more, like the line is not enough, you break again. Ctrl S. Perfect. So if you have clicked a link before, it becomes like purple. If you haven't clicked a link before, it's actually in a blue color. So now when I click this, okay, send email. When I click this, so what happens? It goes like, it sends an email, something like email, but because, the email is not real. So that's another way of using the hyperlinks. Okay. So it is very, very, very useful and very important to understand. So we can actually link an image. We can actually use an image as a link, but we use it to link to somewhere else. So we talk about image in the next lecture video. In this lecture video, I will be teaching you the image tag img, nice one. So just come over here. Just make sure this is the image I want to use. Let's see how it looks. Okay, just something like this, fine. Then I have to click, hold and drag it, put it inside my HTML CSS folder. It's very, very important. Then drop it there. Let me double click and see. Is it there? Yes, it's there. Okay, this is it. Okay, it is now a file with the HTML file I'm actually dealing with now. So let's come over here and let's see what happens. Can you see? It is here. Very, very perfect. Okay. Okay. But first, let me change its name. It's very important that I rename it. Let me just say fruit. Fruits. Okay. Fruits. Yeah. Nice one. Aha. So it won't be too long for me to use. So nice one. So now we have it here. It would definitely be here. It's definitely because we actually like inserted it, like we put it in this HTML CSS folder, and definitely it must show because it's a file there. Okay. So now this is a file and this is a file right now. This one's .jpeg. .html. So now we have to use the HTML file. Yes. So we say open img. Okay. This. Okay. Don't forget I've said that the image tag, just like the BR tag, the break tag, and also the HR, the horizontal tag, don't have a closing tag. So this is an what? This is an empty tag. So the only thing we can actually do is what? To give it an attribute. And that is what we're going to do. Just like we did for what? For the A tag, the hyperlink tag. Here in the image tag, we don't talk about, inside the image tag, we don't talk about href, like hypertext reference. We talk about source. Where exactly, where exactly is what is this image from? Where is the image from? It is from the folder, HTML CSS, the folder. Then, but so far the image is inside the same folder with the HTML itself. Like the two files are in the same folder. You just need to give us the name of the image. Okay. Fruits.jpg. Perfect. Sorry. .jpg. Oh, yes. JPG. Perfect. And that's it. Just come over here. We have this. Then Ctrl S, save. Then we have, look at the image. Very big. So big. I'm trying to press on Ctrl, then use the middle mouse button to like scroll in and scroll out. But that won't do anything actually. That is not the main thing we are actually after. So what do we do? How do we reduce it? Okay. There are different ways of reducing. We have the width and the height. Okay. So now let's say the width. So we have the width and the height. Okay. Let's say the width equals, let's say 200. Okay. Let's say 300. Then height, okay, equals 200. Then click then Ctrl S, save. You can see very, very small. So what do we do now? Let's say 500. Then this also 500. Then Ctrl S, save. Nice one. So we can just decide to use only the width. Okay, Ctrl S, and let's see what happens. You can see very perfect. Now let's make it around. Let's say 900. Yes, 900. Ctrl S, save. Aha, nice one. It's quite big. Let's say 700. It's quite big. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So we have that. It looks perfect, just like we have it, just like we have it here. Very perfect. Okay. So coming back here now, for example, we have people who are let me say visually impaired. There's something we call alt, like alternative. That is, if the images does not show, or let's say for example your browser does not have does not recognize JPEG or does not recognize PNG or something like that, so you can just have it there as an alternative that you say it will just be text that would show. You say beautiful fruits, for example, beautiful fruits. So Control S, perfect. So now you can't see, actually you can't see anything. I've saved it. You can't see anything. You can't see anything like beautiful fruit or the likes. But let's take for example I made a mistake, or let me say there was a mistake with this source, which I put instead of fruits, there was a mistake of E. Then I save, Control S. So what happens? Beautiful fruit. You can see beautiful fruit. Okay, because there was an error. So any type of error at all, probably your browser does not recognize the image, that does not recognize JPG, which is sometimes not possible, does not recognize JPEG, does not recognize PNG and the likes. So if something like that happens, it's going to tell you beautiful fruits, that whatever is there is beautiful fruits. Or people who are actually visually impaired, okay, they would actually know that it is beautiful fruits that is there. Okay, because sometimes they use technologies that actually read out whatever they are actually using in the system. So it's going to read it out, beautiful fruits for them. Okay, so now let me go back and actually erase this. Then Control S, you can see. Then it goes back to showing me the fruit itself. Nice one. That's perfect. So that's very good. Title. Okay, let's say we also have title. Title, yes, equals to. Sometimes when you just hover on the image, it will actually give you a title, just like we did for the hyperlink in the last lecture video. So I can just say fruits. Okay, perfect. Control S. So when I just bring my cursor on here, what happens? It gives me a description like fruits. You see, fruits. You see, without even pressing it or doing anything. So another thing we need to understand here is that now, because this fruits is in this folder, that is why we are actually using it like this, just the name itself. But let's take for example we have another folder in this folder. Okay, that is, fruits is in two folders. It will be in HTML CSS folder, and it will be in another folder called image folder. Let's see, let's wait and see. Let's create this folder. Let's say images, then enter. This is another folder entirely. So now it is outside the folder. That is why it actually worked out. Like we used, let me come over here. We just used fruits.jpg. But now when I click this and drag it inside this folder, okay, are you sure you want to move? Yes, I want to move it. Okay, so now it is expanded. Let me collapse. That is, in this folder, this is a folder HTML CSS. In this folder we have two elements, two things. Number one, we have a file called the HTML file. Number two, we have another folder, and inside that another folder we have the fruits folder, fruits.jpg. That is, what I did before was that we had fruits, which was in HTML CSS folder only with the HTML file. But now I've taken the fruits file inside another folder, which is inside HTML CSS. So now what happens? Now when I come over here, you can see, okay, let me Ctrl S, save. You can see it's not more showing. What is happening? No, nothing is wrong. The only thing that is wrong is that image is no more inside the HTML CSS folder only. It is now inside another folder inside HTML CSS. Which folder is that? Images, right? So for you to be able to get that, you need to put a slash. There is another way you write the path, the file directory. There's another way you write it. So you're going to put what? Images. You're going to name that what? That folder, then put a slash. Okay? Then put a slash. Then when you do that, Ctrl S, then what happens? It shows. It shows. Because reason is that because image is now in another folder. So you need to put the name of that folder, then put a slash, then into the file. So, but now let me now say, I want to remove it. Click, hold and drag it outside. Yes, I want to move it outside. Then I want to delete this away. Right click, then delete. Move to recycling bin. Then what happens? You can see it's gone. Reason because this is still the slash image and the image is not present. The images folder is not present. So what do? Ctrl S now, and it works. It works out. Okay. So that is another way actually of doing it. That's very perfect. So another thing we have to know now is that, okay, let me reduce this using this instead of using my mouse. Let me say 400. Ctrl S. Yeah, let me say 500. Sorry, Ctrl S. Perfect. So another thing we need to do now is just that we can change this image tag to a link. That is, whenever you see I'm clicking on it, nothing is happening. I'm clicking on it, nothing is happening. I can decide to now click on it and make it go somewhere else. How do I do it? I'll just come over here. I can put it here anywhere I want. Then press. Let me enlarge it. Then press. Put the A tag. A tag. Yes. Then I will just Ctrl X cuts. Then put into here. Paste. Very, very perfect. So I can just enter. Then bring this enter. You can see we have in the body we have the A tag, the hyperlink, which is used as a link to link something somewhere else to another page, another external source. So now when we minimize and just save, Ctrl S save, then I click on this, what happens? Nothing happens. Why? I haven't given it what's the hyper text reference. So now let's see yeah, we have this. Good. Then where should it go? Should it go to Google? Yeah, let's try it. Let's say it's going to Google because that is a very, very popular website we all know. Okay. http:// www.google.com. Perfect. Then I save, Ctrl S save. Then I come here, you can see even the cursor changes. Normally we have the cursor to be something like an arrow, but when I come over here, it changes to and. Then I click. What happens? It takes me to Google. Anywhere you want it to go to, any website you want it to go to, just put the website in the href, the hypertext reference. It goes there. Now let's go back. I want it to be in a different page entirely. I don't want it to interrupt my page. So what do? I say target. Then what? Underscore blank. Then Ctrl S save. Then I click. Then to another browser tab, moving to what? Google. Very, very perfect. So we can actually use the image tag also as a what? As an hyperlink to link to a different anywhere you want to go, YouTube, Google, any website, just name it, put it there, it's gonna go there. Okay, so being able to adjust the image anyhow we want it. So that is it for the image tag. So I'll see you in the next lecture video. In this lecture video, I will be teaching you the list tag. Yes, we have ordered list and unordered list. It is in two ways. Okay, firstly we would look at unordered lists. Yes, an unordered list displays items in a bulleted form, like bullets. Don't worry, you would have seen a lot of things like that, but I'm going to show you here. I'm going to teach you here. So there's a way we do that. But firstly, let me use this. Let me say H1. Okay, unordered list. Perfect. End. Press end on your keyboard. Then enter. Good. So I'll say we're going to start with unordered list. When you say unordered list, we use bullets. But when you say ordered list, we use 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or Roman numerals. Okay. But firstly, let's start with unordered list. The tag is what? UL. Okay. Perfect. Which shows unordered list. Just press enter. Then after using the unordered list tag, inside the unordered list tag, we now have the list tag. That is how it is written. LI, then perfect, then right. Probably we have list of fruits. I like fruits a lot. Apples. So I can actually copy, then paste, then come down and paste. So double click this, then change it to what? Bananas. Then change this to what? Cherries. Just like that. Okay. And let's run and see what happens. Okay, good. So now Control S and C. Very perfect. On ordered lists, we have apple, bananas, cherries. You can see. Let me delete this away. You can see that is on ordered list. It would actually have bullets. It comes with bullets. But ordered list comes with 1, 2, 3. That's the default. Or you change to Roman numerals, or you change to ABC. Okay. So now let's say that is the unordered list. That is how it actually looks. Now let's say talking about the ordered lists. Okay. H1. Let me say ordered list, and then enter OL. Don't forget this one is different. This one is ordered list, not unordered list. Unordered list is UL, while ordered list is OL. Enter. Don't forget. And also we still have the LI here. Very important. It has to be there because we are listing something. Okay, but it's either ordered or unordered list. But this one is what? Ordered list. So we say step 1. Probably try to teach you how to cook. Okay. Gather ingredients. And so mistake. Okay, copy and come down here. Sorry, just press on enter, Ctrl V, enter. Sorry, enter, then Ctrl V. So let me just reduce. That's perfect. So I think it's only 3 I'm gonna use. So just 2, just 3 to make things very perfect. So mix ingredients. So that would just be mix ingredients. Then bake. They're telling us how to cook, something like that. Okay. Then bake at 350. Okay, just like a bread or something like that. I'm not good at cooking. 350 degrees. This is 350. Fine, perfect. So what do we do? Control S, save. You can see on ordered lists, apples, bananas, cherries, ordered list. So I think the H1 is just too big. Let's make it H3. Let's make it H3 for the 2. Let's save and see how it goes. Perfect. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Okay. Let me say H3 also here. H3. H3. Ctrl S, save. Very perfect. That's good and nice. Okay, so now another thing I want you to understand is that we can have an unordered list nested in an order list. And we can have an order list nested in an unordered list. When you say nested, that is, it is inside. I won't confuse you. Let's practice. Okay, so let's say, let me have the H3 tag. Okay, let's say unordered list nested in an ordered list. Perfect. Enter. Yes. What are we doing now? So we want an unordered list to be nested in an ordered list. So what is the first thing that will come? Ordered list. Yeah. OL. Enter. Perfect. Okay. Ctrl S. Save. You see, it's going. Ordered list nested in an unordered list. Okay. Good. Let's go. So let's say lists. That is step 1. Prepare. Choose. Okay, and perfect. Yes. Lists. Sorry. Lists. Step 2. Okay. Gather material. Gather materials. Okay. Okay, that is the lists inside the ordered lists. Okay, let's save and see what happens. You can see that is the list inside the ordered list. But that's step 1. We have step 1. We have step 1. Prepare tools. Step 2. Gather materials. In that gather materials, we want to put some things underneath it, like like wood, glue, nails. Okay, something like we want to like build furniture. We want to like construct the furniture or something like that. So what do? still inside the ordered list. So we want to put an unordered list inside. So what do? So we're gonna indent this because this is another tag entirely. Okay, the UL tag. Then we are going to what? List, say would, enter, li, sorry, say glue, and enter, li, sorry, say nails. Okay, very perfect. So when you say Ctrl S, save, you can see that is step 1, prepare to. Step 2, gather materials. And under gather materials, we have what type of materials are you gathering? We have wood, glue, nails. That is the end. Okay, then we move to step 3. So how do we continue with step 3? What do? Then we come outside. That's unordered list. Then continue, move back. You see, when I actually did enter, I mean, when I type something here to be in line with this unordered list, but I don't want it like that. I want it to continue with the ordered list, which is what? This. Then list it, li. Sorry, I'm mistaken. Li. Then step 3. Okay. Then we say build the. Okay. Yes. Build the structure. Then Ctrl S, save. You can see. Very perfect. So we can actually put another unordered list or put a ordered list, okay, inside themselves, like nest them together and keep on nesting and continue like that. Okay, so let me just let me say li. Okay, step 4, results, just as an example. Ctrl S. You can see, very perfect. So we've been able to nest an ordered list inside we've been able to nest an unordered list inside an ordered list, and we can do it vice versa and continue to the end. So that is not a problem. So apart from that, we have another thing else. As we all know, we've been using attributes inside opening tags. Yes, for the unordered list and ordered list, we have attributes also. So how do we go about them? So you don't come into the list, you come into the unordered list itself and put what? Type. Normally in the other ones, put type and equals to. Normally in the other ones, we write attributes. We put something like title, we put something like target and the likes. But this one is type. Type. So what type of bullets do you want? What type of, you see, something like that. So the default one is the circle, which is the number 1. But let me say square, for example, square. Then Ctrl S, save. You can see it has changed to square. You can see it here. It has changed to square. But apart from that, we have, this is the default, which is disk. Ctrl S, save. You can see that is the default. If you can see it from afar, let me show you very well. You can see that is the default. And the one I used before was square. Let's see the difference. Ctrl S. You can see changed, square. Good. You can see. So another one is disk. Oh, that's disk. So this one is circle. You can see the circle. Yeah, that is the circle. That's the circle. So that is, if you want to change this one, wood, glue, nails, you can actually change their bullets to something like square. So just a type equals square, then Ctrl S, then square. Nice one. But leave it as it is. I think I like it the way it is. Or let me just say, I should use it as let's say circle. It was circle before. Let's say disk. Yes, Ctrl S, disk. I think, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So that is it for the unordered list. Circle, disk, what's it called? Circle, disk, square. Okay, but for the ordered list is a different thing entirely. Okay, we have numbers, we have Roman numerals, and we have alphabets. Okay, so for the ordered list we have different ones, but the most important ones we have to know is the default one, which is the numeric. Okay, numeric, the Roman numerals, and also the alphabets. Okay, the alphabet. So now let's come over here. Now first let's use the alphabets. Let's see what happens. Just a type, and you see, perfect. So for you to use the alphabet, let me say the code or the command for the alphabet is either you put A, small letter A, or what? Capital letter A. Yes, small letter A or capital letter A. Okay, because we want to use it for alphabet. So when I use small letter A and Control S, it's going to be, you can see ABC. You can see very, very perfect. ABC. You can see. So when let me come down here and change this one. So let's say type, and let me use capital A, and you see what happens. Capital ABC. You can see that is how it is. But the default itself, which for example, when I delete this away, the default itself is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the default, which is you just put 1, and it actually gives you. Let me say it's 1. That is how it is. So apart from that, let's use the Roman numerals. Just choose I, small letter I, then Control S, save. You can see I. Come over here also. Let's use the capital capital I, then give us what I. So that is it. It's very, very. Oh, sorry. Save. So that is it. It is very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. So that is the lists, the ordered list and the unordered list with their attributes and nesting of different lists inside themselves, like ordered into unordered, unordered into ordered, vice versa. It works out. So I'll see you in the next lecture video where we're talking about tables. In this lecture video, I will be teaching you HTML table. Yes, table is just like a whole lecture on its own. But let's begin. That's not a problem. We have to solve it. Okay? Haha, nice one. Table, enter, nice one. For you to have a table, you need rows and columns. Okay? Rows and columns. Okay? But most especially what we actually use mostly here is the row and the columns. Okay, fine? Table, the rows, the headers, and the datas. Okay? So now we start with what? We start with TR, which is what? The table row. Okay? Just indent using tab. Okay? Then TR. Then close. Perfect. Okay? Then enter. Then what do? CH. Okay? Perfect. Now we start with what? With the table itself. Okay, that's the table tag. Then what? The table row. Then what? Table header or heading. Then later the table data. But the first thing you need to do is what? After having the table tag, then the table row, because we're going to structure, it's going to be in rows and columns, but the main thing we use is rows to demarcate. But we're going to have the columns also. Okay, so we have TR, which is the table row. Then the table row, we have the headers first, the TH, the table header. Okay, so now, so for the table header, we have names. Okay, so we can just double click this, Ctrl C, then come down here, Ctrl V, then tab, Ctrl V, then tab, Ctrl V, then tab, Ctrl V. We have 5 headers. Names, which is the first one. Then the other one is what? Age. Then this one, gender. Then this one, occupation. Just like you're in Excel, okay? Then this last one, which is what? Country. Perfect. Okay, we can see. So I still have this fruit here. Very funny. So let me just close it. Okay. This also. So let me just right click on it and delete it. It's bygone. I don't need it anymore. Move to the trash. Yeah, move to trash. Okay. So right click on this, then what? Open with live server. Then let's see what happens. Names, age, agenda. It's not supposed to be names. Just say name. It's okay. Fine. Yeah, good. Good. So Control S, which is save. Let me collapse this back. Nice one. Very, very perfect. Okay. Name, age, gender, occupation, country. So that is, let me take this back, reduce. Good. So we said table row, the table header. Now we need another row. We need another what? Another table row for what? For the table data. Okay. It's very, very, very important. Okay. So now we said name, age, gender, occupation, country. Now we need to use another what? Another table row. So we have TR. Sorry. Yes. Enter. Perfect. So now what do we use now? TD, which is what? Table data. It's very, very important. We know that. Table data. So now we've done the table header already. Table header. Name, age, gender, occupation, country. So it's time to fill it in. So when we're about to fill it in, what are we filling? The data. So we have to use TD, not TH. The header is there already. No, it's now time for what? TD, data. But still, we're going to be using what? TR, which is what? The table row. We're going to structure it in rows, but we have rows and columns there, but it is structured in rows. That is how it is being commanded. Okay, so we've done the header. Is now time for what? Now time for the data. Okay, so the first name we have here is, we have Smith. Okay, sorry, Smith. And I will just Ctrl C. Let's come over here. Oh, sorry, that's a mistake. So good. Ctrl V. Enter. Oh, what's wrong? Ctrl V. Tab. Ctrl V. Tab. Ctrl V. It must be 5. Perfect. So we have Smith. That's Smith. Then for Smith, how old is he? You say 29. Then come down here. Edit this. Gender, male. Okay. Come down here. Occupation, software developer. Then country, United Kingdom. Perfect. Let me save and see what happens. You can see very, very perfect. We're going to adjust it to make it look perfect. Okay. But let's go on and see what happens. Let's continue and see what happens. Okay. So now after that we have, I should actually make this good. Then we've done the headers. What remains for us is what? The data. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just only going to copy this, the data only. Copy. Then come down here. Then paste. Ctrl V. Paste. Then what do? I change the name and continue. So what is the next name? Ahmed. Age. That's 27. Male. Oh, sorry. Male. Now what is this job? Graphic designer. Then what country is he from? He is from Canada. Nice one. Ctrl S, save. You can see perfectly well. So we actually put in the data. We have 5 data we actually have to put inside. So next one, press enter, Ctrl V. Perfect. We've copied it before, so that is not a problem. Now Gomez. Oh, sorry, Gomez. So how old is she? She's 42. Female. She's a teacher. Yeah, women are good at teaching. She's a teacher. Then where does she live? She lives in Spain. Oh, sorry. Perfect. You can see very, very perfect. Let's continue. Let's move on. 2 more to go. Ctrl V. Okay. So we have Fatima. Age 30. Female. Yes. Then occupation, journalist. Then we have what country? Nigeria. That country is the giant of Africa. Okay, so after that we have the last one. Okay, Wang. Okay, good. How old is he? 38. Okay, male. Yes. He's a project manager. Then what country is from where? China. For the name already is Chinese. So we have 5 data. we have name, age, gender, occupation, country, but it looks scattered. It's a table, fine, but it looks scattered. So what do? This is where we actually add some attributes. We've been talking about attribute and attribute. Yes, these tables have their attributes also. These tables have their attributes also. So it's very, very important we know that. Okay. Now what we can do, actually, one of the attributes of this whole table, here, from the beginning to the end, up and down, is that what? We can add a border. Yes, we need a border. How can we have something and there is no border? What is it meant to be? So different types. It depends on how thick you want the border to be. When I say 1, you can see that border 1. Then let's say Ctrl S, save. You can see very, very perfect. I can turn it to 5, but it will look too thick, to be very thick. So when I say 2, still okay, but 1, it's more preferable. Most times, web developers use 1. So Ctrl S, you can see the table, nice, name, age, gender, blah blah. But what about the space? Okay, I think I want it to be bigger a little bit. Let me give it a width. Let's say 300. Ctrl S, save. Let's say 700. Save. Nice one. Okay, nice one. I think that is just too much. Let's say 600. Let's say 500 then. Yes, I think that is nice. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, perfect. So you can see two of the attributes, border, we said 1, then width, we said 500. So another thing, I need to put them probably in center or left aligned. Can be center or left aligned. Okay, either of the two, but I think the left aligned would actually look good. But let's try and see what happens. So align is one of the attributes of TR, which is table row align. So is equals to what? Center. Ctrl S. Yes, normally you can see the name, age, blah blah, all in center before. So what do? We just come over here, copy, Ctrl C, copy, save. You can see, but I prefer the left align. But let's see what happens. Let's continue and let me continue down before. Okay, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Okay. Save. You can see all in the middle. Okay, all in the middle. Oh, let me give this a name first. Okay, come over here. Let's say H3. Fine. H3. Oh, sorry. H3. Okay. Let's say demographic information. Save. You can see very, very perfect. Perfect. So demographic information of, let's say, of staffs. Ctrl S, save. You can see of staffs. Very, very perfect. Straight to the point. But what I don't like actually is that they are all centralized. I want it to be left aligned, and let's see what happens if it is left aligned. Left. Save. Yeah, let's continue and let's see. Left. Oh, sorry. Left. I should copy and paste, but I love to type. It's part of me. Left. Nice one. Left. Then Ctrl S, save. Perfect. This is exactly what I need. Yes, exactly what we need. So let me say 600 then. 600. I mean the width. Ctrl save. You can see very, very perfect. Very, very perfect. Very, very perfect. So you can see everything we did here. It's very, very simple, and we actually created this table in HTML. So I'll see you in the next lecture video where we'll be talking about HTML forms. In this lecture video, I will be teaching you the HTML form. It's just like the HTML table because it is something different entirely. Yes, it takes time. So we need to learn it gradually. So now, HTML form elements is used to create a form. Okay, we have the form tag. So it actually helps us inside the form tag. We create everything we need. We have everything we need to create a form for collecting user input. Generally form is used for collecting user input, and the type of form we are going to be creating is like an application form, whereby you are applying for something online, applying for organization in the UK or somewhere online, just somewhere. Okay, just like an application form. So the form elements, which comprises of the contents, opening tag and closing tag, actually helps to create a form for collecting user input. Okay, forms are essential for building interactive web applications, yes, and are used to send data to a server, yes. So let's begin. So now we start with form. Perfect. Then enter. Okay, so firstly, as I've said, it is a form, okay, which actually is essential for building interactive web applications. And the form is essential because it is used to send data to a server. Okay, whenever actually say application form, so after writing the necessary information, when it is being submitted, it goes to the server, it goes to like the database where it is saved. Okay, so it's very, very important. So now for the form, we have different tags, different elements inside the form element itself, inside the form tag. Okay, but we need to talk about the attributes of the form itself. So in the open tag, as usual, okay, we have different attributes. The first one is action attribute. Okay, equals to the action attribute actually tells us where exactly these datas are going to, where they'll be stored. Mostly it is being stored in the back end, whereby someone won't be able to see it, only the web developer can be able to access it, or a data engineer or a database engineer, things like that. So where exactly do we want to save this? We're not saving it anywhere actually, but we have to put something there, okay, to make sure that it's actually going somewhere. Just as an example, so let's say webpage.php. Yes, so that's where it's going to be saved. The another thing we have to know is what method. What method do we want to use to save it? When you are saving something that is confidential, and we are saving something that is not confidential. Confidential things like password. Okay, so we have get. So there are two methods we can use. We can use get. Let's make it capital. We can use get, or we use what? Post. So now when you use get, when you're using get, that is, that form is not going to save something that is confidential, like password, like username, and the likes. Things that are very, very confidential. Okay, it's not going to save it. Okay, so but if it is things that needs to do with confidential things like password, usernames, that people can actually have access to easily, archives and the likes, so you use the method post method. You post it. It's something that will be posted. Okay, so these are the main attributes that is actually found in the form tag, in the opening form tag. So now let's continue. Good. So now I can actually give it space. Okay, indent here. Good. Now we should start by asking the person their name, first name, second name, third name, and the likes. So now how do we do that? Because it is an input, we are actually asking information from the user. So it is an input. So you say input. Oh, sorry, small letter. Input. And now we have to know that input is also an empty tag. It doesn't have a content or the closing tag. So whatever we want to write will be what's inside this tag itself. Okay, so input. One of the attributes of input is type, which we would use very much often. What type? The text type. Okay, so let's see what happens. Actually, let's come over here. Let's see what happens. Let's right click, then what? Then it opens and see what happens. So look at it. Just fill something, but we're writing something that what exactly are we being asked to write? Firstly, we need to understand this. Now, this is just like an input, a field for us to write, but we need to label it. It is very, very important. So what we do, we have another tag called what? Label tag. Okay, label tag actually. Okay, so in the label tag we say first name, then put colon. Okay, let's see. Come over here, then click here, minimize, then what? Then Control S, save. You can see first name. So whenever you write a first name like blah blah, or let me say Abdul, for example, because my name is Abdul Qadri, okay, for example, so Abdul, so just something like that, okay, and that's all, and press enter, things like that. So now we need to understand something. I pressed enter, fine, let's Ctrl Z. Now for you, this is supposed to be the last one, okay, but let me quickly talk about this. Well, there's something we call, let me indent, there's something we call the submits, okay, the submit. It is an input, okay, but it is submit input. It is just like a button whereby you click submit, okay, you submit, okay. So now we're going to use the input. That will be the last one exactly, but I'm going to use it now. So inputs, so inside the inputs we have what type of attributes? We have the type, what type of attribute type? You say submit, then you say Control S, save. So the submit, actually, firstly, we need to come over here, come up here, then break, BR, break, oh, sorry, Control S. So it's going to be down. Okay, so now, when I say Abdul, for example, Abdul, and what? Submits. It submits. But where is it submitting to? Don't forget, it goes where? Action. Web page. It's good. This is where it will be submitted to the server, www.php. You can see it here, www.php. But we don't have anything PHP because this is above this course. We are not treating PHP here because PHP is just like it helps to access the web server. Okay, the server data, where the data has been stored. Okay, when it's been stored. Okay, so that is it. This should be the last one, but I have to create it now for us to see what is actually happening. Okay, so let me maximize this. This will be the last one. It should be down, down, down. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, now, so this is the first one. There's still more attributes for the label and for the inputs. Apart from now, we talked about the first name. We can have the second name also, which I'm going to do. But there's something we need to understand. There's another attribute called for. The for attribute equals to, you can use exactly what we use as the title, as the label, which is first name. Reason is that now when you come over here, right click, and you what? Open live server. Normally when the for was not there, let me delete this. Let me delete. Okay, fine. Let me minimize. Click here and save. When I click here, I can write whatever I want to write. Fine. Okay. So there are sometimes actually as human beings we just click somewhere, like you just click the first name itself. Instead of clicking here, we click the first name itself. Okay? Or someone that is visually impaired or probably there was a mistake or something like that, just click here. So what I'm trying to say actually is that instead of just clicking here, we can actually click here also and we'll be able to write whatever I want to write. So it is just like an attribute. So this what it is. Let's say the attribute is for. Oh, sorry, let me Ctrl Z. It will actually bring it back. Good. Yes, the for, which I wrote before deleting it, then Ctrl S, save. So instead of only coming over here and click, you can actually click here. So now another attribute that the input has is what? There's something we call place order equals to. Place order, that is, you are actually going to give the user a sample of, oh, this is something you should write. Oh, this is like a type of thing you should write in this input field. So let's just say, let's just put first name. First name. Okay. Ctrl S, save. So it's not like the first name is there already. It's not there. But when you now write what? A, just write anything. A, it disappears. But it is just there to make you know that, oh, we've been told to write the first name. Normally I'm supposed to give an example of a first name. Let me just say, let me say Ben, for example. Ctrl S, save. Like you can see it is faded away. So when I write Abdul, for example, you can see. But I think it should be, let's leave it as, because I've seen websites like that. Okay. But I think I should leave it like this. First name. Okay, very, very perfect. So apart from that, we have another thing. Actually, let me bring this like this. Okay, we have another thing. Yes, lest I forget, this is not just an ordinary form. It is a what? An application form. So let me say H3, and we say what? Apply. Okay, application form, Control S. You can see very perfect. So it's actually perfect like this. So it has to look good and perfect, you know. So apart from the other attribute we have here is what required. Just say required, and Control S save. Nothing is showing. Yes, nothing is showing. So when you click and come over here, okay, and you click, you just write something. Probably you write your name. Let's say you wrote Smith, for example. Then you submit. Fine, that's okay. But you come over here. Let me refresh. Come over here. You didn't input any name and you submitted. What happens? It tells you, please fill out this field. So that is the essence of the required. If I delete the required, you see what happens, and I save it. Then I just come over here and submit. It submits. But this would actually make people to know, oh, you need to what? You need to put something there. And you have to, it's compulsory. So you're not putting something and you're submitting, it's not going to submit. So it is very important in this, you know, contemporary, in this modern age we are right now. Things are changing for the better. Okay. So now after that we can actually have another type of inputs and label. So Control C, copy, come down here, Control V. Okay. So now we say last name. Oh, sorry. Last name. Then come over here and say last name. Control S, save. You can see now we have to put what? We have to put the BR here just to break BR. Control S, save. You can see very perfect. I can decide to add another one just to, you know, just to make it look perfectly well. Control S, save. You can see, I think it's perfect like this. I like it like this. Okay, but the thing is just that CSS would make it even more perfect, much more beautiful, because that is the style. Much more beautiful than this. Okay, but for an HTML, yeah, at the beginning, it's something we have to understand. Oh, you can do it like this, you can do it like this. Okay, add another break here. Okay, it has to be separated. Control S, save. Now let's come over here and use what as usual. Let's just have this. Okay, Control C, then come over here, paste it. Fine. Okay, then Control S, save. That is, anything that would actually come down there will be space enough for it. Okay, so come down, it's indented already. So what do we do now? There's something we call the radio type. Radio, yes, radio type. We're gonna understand now. So we can decide to just, you know, copy this, but I don't want to copy it. Let me write again. Okay, label. Fine. Okay, then I will say gender. Okay, sorry. Gender. Fine, perfect, to the color. Okay, let's save and see what happens. Fine. Now we're moving. Okay, then press on end, then enter. So we need to create another label. Reason we're going to understand now. So label. Sorry. Okay, so I'll say mail. Okay, and enter. Then the input for the mail itself. Okay, then put in type. Then you say radio. Okay, Control S, save. You can see very perfect. But apart from the type right now, there is another thing we need to understand. We can't use placements, okay, like the other ones. There's something else we can use. We don't need to use required. There's something else we can use. So anyway, we need to use what? Value. So value actually specify what type of data is being sent to the server, so that when the data engineer or anyone actually will access the back end sees the data, he understands what type of data this is. So it's gonna be what? Male. Let's say male. Okay, that is it. For him to know that oh, this data is for male, and for him to know that oh, this data is for female. Okay, something like that. So apart from that, we have name. Okay, the access for the name I'm going to explain. Okay, but firstly let's write gender. Okay, then let's copy. So I'll actually give this, you know, make it separate, but that's not a problem. You can leave it the way it is. Copy. Then come over here, indents and paste. Okay, then we say female. Okay, type radio, value female. Okay, then name gender, then Control S. Perfect. So now concerning this name, okay, the way it is in HTML is that, you know, when you have gender, you can say you actually have to choose one. And if you choose the second one, it leaves the first one and comes to this. So now when I click this, this is male. When I click this is female. You see, I can be able to separate it, like click separately. But now let's take, for example, I come over here, then delete this, come over here, then delete this, then click here, then Ctrl S, save. So when I click this, and let me click this, and you see, the two I click, what happened? Let me refresh. Maybe there's a mistake. All right, let me click this, let me click this. What happened? The two are, yes. That is the reason for the name attribute. The name attribute actually is like a group. So even if I have 10 radio inputs type, okay, I have to make sure that I put a name attribute, and the name attribute actually have to be the same thing. The answer has to be the same thing. That is, they all have to be gender or whatever. It can be title, it can be gender, it can be rat, it can be head, whatever it is. Okay, it has to be all the same so that they will all be in group. So now when I save and choose male, it's only going to choose male. It's not, when I come back to female, it's not going to choose male and female. It's going to be chosen differently, even if there are 10 or 20 radio inputs there. Okay, so the reason why that actually happens and worked well was because we have the name attribute. And if you have the name attribute, the value for the name attribute must be the same thing. Even if there are 20 or 100, they must all be the same. You can see we have name equals to gender, name equals, they have to be the same thing. That is the rule. So that whenever you click one, it only chooses one. It doesn't choose the two, just like what you see the last time. It chose male and female, which is not supposed to be. Okay, so perfect. So apart from that, we need the user's date of birth. Okay, so now let's move down. So copy, come over here, then paste, Ctrl V, perfect. Then come over here, then copy, Ctrl C, then indents, then paste, Ctrl V, perfect. So what do we want to do now? We want date of birth, of birth. That is BOD, DOB, but that's not a problem. You can see Ctrl S, save. You can see perfect. So choose days, whatever it is. Even if I come over here, choose this, and I didn't choose this place, if I want to submit, what happens? It will tell me, please fill out this field. You can see. Let me refresh. If I press submit, this field is not done. Submit. This is not done. Submit. This is not done also. Then submit. It's actually submitted. Okay, now for the date of birth, the type, we need to change the type to what? To date, because the types are very, very important. So it recognizes the type. Then press Ctrl S. So when you press Ctrl S, you can see. You see what would happen. Ctrl S. You can see it changes to what we've saved, because the type is date. It changes to what? It changes to date, month, year. When you click here, what happens? It tells you, oh, January 2025. Okay, we have like, oh, 1st of January 2025. Like, 1st of January. Is it January? Yes. February, March. The year going down, or it goes up. So it depends. So actually, this would actually help you to choose anything you want to choose perfectly well. So we don't need to have the required or the placeholder. It is not necessary. The only thing we need is what is the date. Ctrl S, save. The only thing we need is what is the date. So just choose any date you want. Just choose it. It's yours. Today, whatever it is, it's yours. Okay. So now apart from that, so let's Ctrl C. Then Ctrl V, paste here. Perfect. So another one we need to know is that what? So we need the person's email, okay? The applicant's email. Let me copy everything like this. That's not a problem. Ctrl V. We need the applicant's email. So email, okay? Ctrl S, save. Perfect, okay? The reason why it's like that is because the type is still dates. So now the type will now be what? Email. Let me Ctrl S and you see. Perfect. Then I need a placeholder. Placeholder will be what? Example at gmail.com. Then Ctrl S, save. And what happens? You can see it showing here. Okay, so if I come over here and choose a date, for example, choose a name, for example, then I choose this one, then submit. What happens? So also, it is what? We need to what? It needs to be required. Okay, perfect. So Ctrl S, save. Okay, so if I choose a name, for example, say Abdul, okay, then come over here and say Ben, just as an example, then say male, then give the date of birth, okay, sorry, Just press on this calendar, just press 1, then submit. What happens? Please fill out the what? This field. When I just fill out this field, blah, 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 and something, it will tell me what? Please include an @ in the email address. Yes, you need to include an @ in the email address. Reason? Because we've said the type is what? Email. So if I submit, it's not going to submit. It is not going to submit. Except I say @ you can see, please enter a path following @gmail.com. Then I submit, it submits. Perfect. So let me just refresh. So sorry, let's continue let me go back. Okay, sorry. So refresh. Okay, so now apart from the email, actually we need to ask the person about the telephone also. Okay, so now let me pray from here. There's no problem. Copy, then come down here, then paste. Okay, telephone. This is an example. Ctrl S, save, and let's see. You can see the place order. The place order will be, let's say plus 4407. 07 is gonna be like 11, right? 07 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, something like that. So something like that. So it is required also. So instead of being text, okay, it will be what? It would be which is what? Telephone. Let's say so. Or let me use this label as what? As phone itself. Phone. So Ctrl S, save. You can see this is giving us an example. So yeah, actually the place order is telling me that what? It's telling me that this is how exactly the number should look. It is a UK type of number. Okay. So phone plus 444, that is how the UK number actually looks like. So that is just as an example. So another label, actually, another thing we need to know apart from that is what? We have a drop down menu. Yes, we can have a drop down menu inside a form. Yes. So how do we do that? Let's come over here. Let me copy from here. I think it's much more easier. Ctrl C, come down. Okay. Ctrl V, paste. Nice. So we want to select from different options, which is a drop down menu. So the country the applicant is from, the country all over the world. Which one exactly? So Ctrl S, but it won't be an import tag. It will be a different type of tag right now. So what do? We delete this away. So what do I replace it with? Select. Okay, let me delete this, and I want it to give me automatically. Yeah, perfect. Select. So come down, and what's in the select? Actually, what do? There's another tag called option tag. So it's very, very simple. Don't stress yourself. Option tag. So option, just like it is an option. We call something a drop down menu. So which one are you going to choose out of it? So after saying the label, country, okay, what are the selection of countries? Select them. Which one of them? So in the select tag, we have options for them to select. It's very, very simple. Okay, let's say United Kingdom. Okay, let me copy this. Ctrl S, Ctrl C rather, then paste. I think I can give it. Oh, sorry, that's pathetic. Tab VV. I can give it 5 countries here. That's good. Okay, Ctrl S, save. Okay, United Kingdom. Let me say India. Okay, United States. Let me just say USA. SA. Okay, Nigeria. Okay, let's talk about Dubai. Okay, or let's say Qatar. Ctrl S, save. Now, fine, I've saved that. You can actually see the drop down: United Kingdom, Indian, USA, Nigerian, Qatar. Anyone you want to pick, actually, it's left to the person, to the user, actually. Okay, so you can see that is the option. That is the drop down menu. Okay, we have select, then inside select we have options. Okay, you need to select, but you need different options. There might be hundreds of options, so that is not a problem. Okay, so also this can also have its own value. One of the attributes of the option is I can have a value equals to United Kingdom, so that when this is saved, so that when this is saved to the data to the server where it is being meant to be saved, they would know actually what type of value is this for. Okay, this is United Kingdom. Oh, like, no, it's, we have to choose their options. Okay, which one did the person choose? The United Kingdom, the value. Okay, so it's gonna be very, very much helpful to the person viewing it and needs the data. Control C, copy. So bring about here, V, Control V. Oh, the close quotation is not there. That is why there is a mistake there. That's not a problem. Yeah, Control C, copy. Control V. Control V. Very, very perfect. So when I say it doesn't change anything, so far I've said that it actually needs to understand what value is this, where is it coming from, things like that. So that is nice. So, and apart from that, we have another thing for the numbers of experience, like the years of experience. So how do we do that? It's very simple. So let me just come over here. We're going to be using the inputs this time around. It's different from, the option. Okay. So if we are asking for the numbers of years, that is not a problem. Okay. Numbers of years of experience, sorry. Years of experience. Perfect. Control S. Okay. We can actually see, let's delete all this away. Okay. So what I actually need here is the type. The type is what? Number. Yes. Control S, save. The type is what? Number. You can't just write anything. You can see when I clicked here, you can see I can -1, -2 years of experience, -3, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. So we can actually give a limit. And we can actually give like the minimum, the maximum numbers of years. So when I say minimum, you should have at least 10, 20. It happens like that. When you put it there, you must have at least 10 years of experience. For example, I've seen something like that before, like something like they put a limit to something. Let me just say, for example, like putting like 3 years. It was not actually experience, okay, but it was actually something else, okay. So they put like 3 years. So when you input 2 years, it's gonna tell you you can't submit the form. You can't submit the form, okay. So it is giving a limit to the numbers of people that are actually going to apply, okay. So number of limit, let's say minimum is what's it called? 0 years. Then max, you can say max is like 10 years or something like that, or any number of years you want to put, okay. So when we come over here, just bring your cursor over here, just click down, go down. It can't go down more than 1. So when you come over here and say what, it can't go up more than 10, okay. So now that's what this one exactly is. What is the number input type? This one is number, just like text, telephone, email, password. This one is what? This one is number. Now we need to know the job position this person is actually trying to apply for. Okay, Control C, then what? Control V, paste. Now we're going to say what? We're going to say job position. Okay, job position. Control S, save. Job position. So what type of job position is he applying for? We're going to have a checkbox. Okay, we don't want to have it in in a drop down menu. A checkbox. So you're going to check, okay, I want to apply for an HR role, I want to apply for a project manager role, a data analyst role, a whatever the type of role it is. Okay, so the type is what? Checkbox. Perfect. Checkbox. Then all this one should be deleted. We don't need them. Okay. Control S, save. What position? Checkbox. But it's not going perfectly well there. Okay, so what is the next thing to do? Just come over here. Copy, come down here, paste. Okay, we set job position. Yes, fine. So now, what type of job positions do we need to offer? So now let's say HR. Okay, let me say supervisor. So you have the checkbox down there. You're going to create another one. Let's save and let's see what happens. You can see supervisor. Now we need another one. Let me just put like 3. It shouldn't be too much. I don't want to be too much. It should be like 3. So come down here. So this one is now HR. We can actually take the label, the colon away. I don't think we need the colon there. HR. Then let's say project manager. Control S, save, and let's see how it looks like. Perfect. So we have, is it supervisor? Yes. Supervisor. Is it HR? Yes. HR also. Sorry. Is Is it project manager? Yes, project manager. Also checkbox. Like you can check a lot of things. You can click a lot of things, multiple things. It is not in line. It is different from male, female. This is, okay. So it's either you choose a male or a female. Okay. So and you can uncheck. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake. It's only supervisor. Oh, I made a mistake. It's a child, not supervisor. You can check and uncheck. It depends on you. So it will be like this. So the job position, then we have the supervisor, the type checkbox, HR type checkbox, project manager type checkbox, and perfect. That's it. So apart from that, we also have uploading of one CV, for example. So for you to upload a CV, it's gonna be file. Okay, it's an input. It is a file input type. Okay, so just come down here. Come down here. You can copy this. Okay, copy, bring around there, and paste. Okay. And let's say upload CV. Okay, perfect. Then the type is what? File, just like a file, you know. So for the file, for this type of input, when we have type file, another type of attribute which would actually go well is what? The accept attribute. Yes, accept attribute. That is, what type of files are we accepting? Is it JPEG? Is it PNG? Okay, let me save and let's see what happens. Upload CV. No file choosing. Choose file. Okay. Okay, let's come to the desktop. Okay. Come down here and, just choose, assignment presentation, then open. So it's going to show you assignments. So it's going to show you that you've uploaded assignments presentation, PPTX. Different type of, file formats. Any type of file format, just upload. So file is compatible. It's going to work out. So that is for the file input. We've done a lot, going up and coming down. We've done a lot. There is still more. Okay. So again, we have another one. We have the comment. Okay, let's copy and come over here. Then Ctrl V, paste. Then let's say comments. So like one of the comments, just comment on something, but we're going to make the comments, optional. We're going to make the comments optional. So now, it's not going to be inputs anymore. It's not going to be what? Text area. That is another tag entirely. Just like we have select, then inside select we have option. But for this one, it's just what? Text area. Just to give us space to breathe. Just to give us space to write something. We want to express our feelings. So open text area. Then close. Okay. Then Ctrl S, save. Very, very perfect. So let me put a colon here, Ctrl S, save. Okay, we can actually come over here and write something, write, and you can actually increase it down yourself. Keep on putting it down. Depends on you. You own it. It's yours. Okay, it's yours. But let me refresh. Okay, I think it's perfect the way it is. So if you want to write anything and you want to increase, just click and so it can actually be something like this. You can actually leave it like this if you want to. You want something like this, fine, that's perfect, that's good enough. It's not a problem. Depends on what you want. Like this, any size, any angle. Okay, but let's leave it like this. Yes, let's leave it like this. A little bit more. Yeah, I think this is okay. So when you write something, fine, that's not bad, that's okay. That's very, very perfect. So now apart from that, we also have the reset input type. So for the reset input type, I can just copy this. It's very, very easy. And why do we say reset input type? Yes, reset input type. Let me break this down. Let me give it a space rather. Reset, it is just like, submit. Just like the submit button. Ctrl S, let me see. You can see. Just like the submit button. Okay. When, for example, you've written something, you've written this, everything. You go, oh, things are not going on well. It's not correct. Things like that. What do? You click, you reset, and everything resets. That is just the essence of what we have there. That is just the essence of that. Okay. So I can take this away. I think 1 is okay. Ctrl S, save. Yeah, 1 is okay. Then let me increase this. I don't like the way it is like this. Aha, good. I think it's okay like this. Yes. So let me take this away and let's see what happens. Ctrl S, save. Why you behaving like this? Save. Okay. Let's increase. Good. I think that's okay. Let me take 1 away from here. Ctrl S, save. It's going back to that way. Okay. Oh, Ctrl Z. I don't like the way it is like that. Ctrl Z. Save. Okay. Yeah, perfect. No problem. That's not a problem. So I can actually decide not to actually put a break there at all. So yes, decide not to put a break there at all. Ctrl S, save. Yes, it should be together like this, so that when I expand this, you can see when I expand this, it's actually up this. Very, very perfect. Very, very perfect. Okay, very, very perfect. Good. So that is nice. So, but there's another thing. You know, this is an application form. We can't have a password in an application form. Okay. And the password is very, very simple also. Just very simple. So let me just have the password here. So let's say, for example, we come over here. We just copy this. Ctrl C. Then come over here. Ctrl V. Paste. Okay. Then we say password. It's very, very simple. Password. Perfect. Then type, like the input type should what? Password. Oh, sorry. Password. That's all. Just Ctrl S. Save. That's all. When you come over here and start typing your password, is what? It's gonna be very, very perfect. It's just going to be like hidden. No one would actually see anything there. Okay? Very, very perfect. You can see that's password, but it's not relevant here actually. It is not relevant at all, but let's leave it. It's not a problem. Okay, it's not a problem. Let's leave it. Okay, let me just bring this like this. Yeah, I love it the way it is like this. Let me bring this down here. Let me take this up. Okay. Oh, let me just bring this here. Okay, something like this. So you can see everything from air to toe, everything down like this. Very, very perfect. Okay, you can see we have completed the form. It is a huge thing entire itself. You can see from number 1 downward. It's not easy. It isn't. It isn't. So you can actually see. So you can actually see from the beginning coming down and all this. So CSS would actually make it look beautiful. But you know, there are some forms that actually have to look like this. So CSS would actually make it, style it and make it look beautiful. Perfectly good than this. But this is still perfect. HTML alone, very perfect. So that is it for the HTML form. So I'll see you in the next lecture video, which is HTML media. In this lecture video, I'll be teaching you HTML media. Part of the HTML media is we have images, videos, and audios. We've done image before. Now it's audio and video. And the reason why I have my interface like this is that what I want to put you through, you can download audio files, video files free online yourself. Okay. So I have, coming over here, I have my audio file and I have my video file. Okay. Which I'm going to put in my HTML CSS folder. But firstly, I want to put you through where you can actually get that online yourself. So just come over here and type free audio sound download, just something like that. Free audio sound. So you can see this is sponsored. This is an ad. Okay, you don't need to press this once. You can see I have an account with this free sound, and the sound, the audio we're going to be using here, I downloaded it from where? From free sound. So I can right click and open link in new tab. You can come over here to Pixabay, right click, open it. You can see a lot of website. Okay, so this is free sound. Actually, you can see you just sign in. Okay, then you'll be able to download. You can see, let me play this. You can see riding a bike, you can see. Apart from that, you can see, you know, like a blade, fighting sword or something like that. So there are different type of audios you can actually have here. So we can come to this website also. You can actually play something. Okay, you can actually test them before you actually download, and it is free to download. So, but there are some which would actually tell you to, you know, attribute, you know, say something good about this person, you know, try to make them, try to, I don't know how to call it, try to like make them go viral. Oh, I got this audio from so person, follow him on particular social media, things like that. So apart from that, we can actually say free video download. Video, okay, oh sorry, free video download, then press enter. Okay, you can see, let me close this ones. You can see we can actually right click, open this, right click, open this. Okay, so we have Pixel. Yeah, nice website. You can actually see, just put your cursor on it, the video plays. You can see this one. You can see something like this. Just put your cursor on it, the video plays. So you can actually come, you can download it free. You download, and if it needs, and you can actually sign in and, you know, log in. But there are free videos there actually. You might see some premium videos, but there are free videos there actually. You can see even the background. It's actually, you can see the video. You can see that. You can see this. You can see this also. A lot of things. Okay, so the video I'm going to be using in this class, okay, I downloaded it from where? From, this is it, from this website, pixel.com. Okay, so let's get into the class. Now, so for us to have the audio, we are going to do the audio before the video. It's also part of the HTML media. Okay, fine. So for us to have the audio, we use the what? Audio tag. Very, very simple. Audio. Okay, enter. Perfect. Okay, then what do we put inside? You know, the audio would actually come from somewhere. Where exactly is the audio? What exactly is the video? So now let's go to let's come over here. This is for the audio. This is for the video. Okay, let's just come over here. Let's just put the audio in the file. And when we come over here into VS Code, we can see windy. This is it. Very, very perfect. Okay, so now what do? You just come over here and what? Create a tag and put what? Source. Oh, sorry. Source. You can see this source tag does not have a what? A closing tag. So definitely it won't have a content. So whatever you want to use inside the source would actually be an attribute, which will be here. Okay, an attribute. So now, so we say src equals to, that is the source. That is, where is the source of the audio? Here right now, the audio is where is inside the HTML CSS folder, where exactly we have the HTML.html file. So they are together. So what do? The only thing we just have to do is just to write the name, windy.wave, sorry. Write the name of what? Of the audio file. So what do? We come over here, open with what? Open with live server. Nothing shows. What happened? Let me minimize. What happened? Yes. We need to add what? An attribute called controls here. So when we add this, what do? Control S, we save, and it shows. Don't forget, we put in the source, then we add the controls attributes inside the opening audio tag. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Okay, otherwise, it is not going to work. Okay, so we need to take note of that. Good. So we can come over here and play, and let's see. You see, it's just like a windy audio, a windy sound from the wind. Okay, so good. So apart from that, there are other types of attributes we can actually use. We can say, you know, we came here ourselves, you know, to control play, stop, and like things like that. Okay, ourselves. Okay, let me refresh. You can see I'm playing this myself, but I can actually say sometimes it's very annoying, you know, when you just go on particular social media, you just scroll, the video start playing itself. So it is what? Autoplay. autoplay. So when I'll save it. Now when I save, it plays itself automatically without me even selecting the play. You can see after I press Ctrl S, when I saved it, it played automatically itself. So it's quite annoying sometimes for some people. You can actually mute it, okay? So that even if it is autoplay, you can mute. So just say muted, then Ctrl S, save. That is, whenever someone actually refreshes, it plays itself. You can see it is refreshing actually. So we can add another thing to it called muted. So you can actually mute it. Let me Ctrl S, let me save. You can see immediately there was a cross on the speaker. You can see I can actually take it away, bring it back, take it away. It can be muted automatically itself. Then you unmute yourself. Okay. So apart from that, we also have loop. That is, when the audio gets to the end, it starts again by itself. You can see it's actually moving now. You can see. I'm not gonna put the loop there. Let it continue to the end and let's see what happens. It's going to 38. When it gets there, it's not going to start itself again. It's not going to start, it's going to stop. Okay. But when I put loop, okay, loop, okay, Ctrl S, save, okay, then it's playing on the ground itself. It's playing. That's why it is muted. When there is autoplay, it's much more preferable to use the muted attribute, so that, okay, if the person does not like to play it, it's been muted. The person will just unmute it, him or herself. Okay. So let me increase it. That is okay, 29. Let's see. It's going to play. It's going to autoplay automatically. It's going to play automatically itself. Let's wait and see. Go back here. You can see it's actually started again. The reason because there is loop attribute there. So your browser might not support a wave file. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. It's very, very simple. So your browser might not support a wave file, okay, like a wave audio file. So just copy, okay, very, very simple. Come down here, paste. Then that is, you should have an alternative. That is what? .mp3. Okay, that's fine. So now you need to make the browser to understand what type of file this is exactly. So you say audio / mpeg. That is how it is written. And also just come over here. Say type equals audio / mpeg. Sorry, for the wave, it's /wave. So sorry, /wave. Ctrl S, save. Okay. So in case it is not recognized, you can see it's actually, when I Ctrl S, when I saved, it plays automatically and it's muted. So you can see, perfect. So let me pause that. So in case your browser cannot execute this, it will actually execute the mp3 file. So that is it in understanding the very basic of the HTML audio. So in the next lecture video, we'll be talking about what? We're talking about the video, the HTML video media. So in this lecture video, I'll be teaching you the HTML media for what? For video. So let's say video. Perfect. Enter. Nice one. Okay. Now, as usual, for video also, we need the source. Okay. Perfect. And come over here. Source equals to. So where is the video? Let me maximize this. Okay. Nice one. Then push this out. We have the audio still here. So this is the video here. Just click, hold and drag it here. Perfect. Then it's inside. So then when we come into this place, you can see nature. This is actually the video itself. So let's come back to HTML. Then say that is the source. Okay. Nature. Sorry. Nature.mp4. Perfect. So when we minimize, so when we open our browser, you can see. So when we come over here, try to minimize this. Okay. Ctrl S, save. You can see very large video, right? Okay, but it's not playing. So let me reduce the width to something like 500 equals to 500. Ctrl S, save. Very, very perfect. You can see. but it's not playing. What happened? First, let me give this a break. Sorry, a break. Ctrl S save. Oh, that's I need more breaks. I need more breaks. Ctrl S save. Nice. So even before that, I can actually give this a what? An HTML tag actually. A what? An header tag. Okay, H3. So I can just say HTML media. Ctrl S save. You can see HTML media up there. Then we have this. Okay, very, very perfect. You can see the video is even, the audio is still playing, like, you know, autoplay. It's still playing without me even actually starting it. So perhaps I'm actually saving here. I'm refreshing. It's actually playing itself. You can see 1, 2, 3, but it is muted. You can see. But let's leave it. Let's just pause that. Okay. So I've given it a width, but it is not playing. So what do? Normally, as we all know, Ctrl S save. You can see we have the video, but it is not going to play automatically because it is not autoplay. So let me play it and let's see. So for this type of videos, they don't come with sound. Okay, they don't come with sound. Most times they don't come with sound. You know, it is for editing, for video editors and the likes, things like that. But you can actually see some other videos with sound, or go to some other websites which I gave you, or look for more other websites. Okay, so but they don't come with, not everything comes with sound. Okay. Okay, so you can see that it is not playing by itself back. So when we put all those, you know, all those attributes here also, let's say autoplay. Let me save Ctrl S. You see, it's playing itself. It's playing itself. So let me say muted. If the sound is not, there's no sound, so that's not a problem. Let me say loop. Ctrl S save. Loop. That is when it gets to the end, it starts again by itself. You can see 12. Loop. So that is when it gets to the end, it starts again by itself. You can see it's moving. It's continuous. Okay. Look at 11, 12, 13, 14. Then starts again. That is the essence of the loop, one by itself. Okay, that's perfect. That's nice. So now let me add what I added to the audio to these ones too. So it is very simple. So let's say type equals to video slash mp4. So Ctrl S save. For the browser to actually know what type of video is this exactly. So I can actually play this, and actually makes it looks like, you know, the wind and the video is playing together, and like the sound in the video is that wind actually that we have there. Okay, so that is it for the HTML media, talking about the audio and the video. Okay, very perfect. So let me mute it. So I'll see you in the next lecture video. In this lecture video, so I'll be teaching you the button tag. Perfect. I can just say click me. Nice one, click me. So let me just come over here, right click, then open in server, click me. You can see, perfect. Let me minimize this. Good. Click me. So when I click, what happens? It goes nowhere. Like click me. So another thing we can actually do is, you know, we have different attributes. We can just say disabled. Ctrl save. So even if it is here, you can't click it, it's unclickable. If it's correct, if the English is correct, it's unclickable. Yeah. So you can see, but just take it away. So we don't want to disable it. But if you want to disable it yourself, you can. That is how to do. Just put disable. Ctrl S save. Then you can see. So now, for us to click a button, click me, we can have different types. You know, when you click something, it links somewhere, or like, you know, going to a new page, just like we did in the form. You can remember the submit button, the reset button. Okay, the submit button actually goes to the PHP. Okay, that's where it is being saved. So click me also as a button. Okay, the submits, the input type submits in the form, and also reset. There are buttons also, but here we are using the button tag itself. So we can actually link this also. So what do? You can say A, then close it. Okay, just Ctrl X, that is, then put here. So it becomes a link. Sorry. So it becomes a link. So Ctrl S, save. When I save, so when I press this, what happens? what happens? Nothing happens because it's going nowhere. Okay, let's say for example now clicking this button takes me to Google. So what do? I'll just come over here. The href, the reference equals to, okay, http // okay, www.google.com. Ctrl S, save. So when I press, what happens? It takes me to Google. Okay, just like the submit form and the likes, just like the link. It's because it has been linked already. You can see the A tag here, open and closing. So we can actually link to anywhere. Is it another page, another resources, another website? So the button tag is just like the form input where we use the submit and reset. Submit anywhere you want to submit to. The button takes you to any link you want to go to. So now, don't forget, you can see, click me. You can actually name it anything. Button me, click me, whatever. So, link me, whatever. So just click it, it takes you. And you can disable it if you want. So that is it for the button tag. So I'll see you in the next lecture video. In this lecture video, I will be teaching you comments in HTML. What is comments? We're going to understand. Firstly, let's write this. Okay, let's say H3. Okay, good. Let's say this is my first website. Okay, let me take the irrelevant things away. Okay, good. Save. I saved it. Fine. Okay, so now let's come down here and say using the P tag, and let's say lorem. Let's just have 20 words. Let's say 15 words is okay. Enter. No, I think 10 words should go. Yeah, I think this is okay. I think this is fine. It's okay. Okay, good. Okay, let me get to the point, to the full stop. Perfect. Good one. So we have that. Okay, nice one. So now, let me run it and see what happens. You see, this is my first website, lorem ipsum. Now, for us to write a comment, let me minimize this and close this. Okay. For us to write a comment in HTML, there are two ways we can actually use a comment. It is that we use it as a description or we use it to comment out something. Firstly, let's try the description. Now come over here. Let's just say, okay, now I will say this is how to write it. You open the less than symbol, or you say the angle, the left angle. Okay, fine, no problem. Then use the exclamation mark. Then you have two hyphens, and immediately you can see it's completed. The other two hyphens, making 4 hyphens, then the closing tag, the closing of the opening tag. You can see, so I can write anything I want to write here. It doesn't have a normal closing tag like the other ones. Let me erase and let's see what happens. You can see that. Now let me try it again. This exclamation mark, then the 2 hyphen, then it completes it. So I will say this is an header tag. Okay, then come down here and say, and have another one. Okay, and say this is a paragraph tag, the P tag. Okay, everything I've written here is just for description, just for people to know. Probably someone that is just learning, or even I might actually be using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and using a lot of tags, elements, a lot of things on the web page. So for the person who is accessing or using it, for them to understand, I will actually put comments. Comments are just like description. Oh, this is an header tag. Oh, this is a paragraph tag. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is a section. Oh, this is the header. Things like that. Okay. So when you have them like this, and you have this opening angle, and you have this closing one, and it is in this type of color, it is not going to show here. Let's save and see what happens. Ctrl S, save. I've saved it, it's not showing. It is just a comment. Okay, it is just a comment. Okay, so what happens if this doesn't have a closing tag like this? It will comment out everything there. You can see, let me delete this also. It's closing tag. It will comment when I Ctrl S and save, nothing happens. So you need to have, it has to be what? It has to be what? Closed. You can see, then go back up. Hyphen. Closed, then Ctrl S, you can see save. So if you want to comment out everything there, that is the way it is done. Okay, it is commented out like that. So another way we can actually do is whether we're going to comment this out or this out themselves. Just come over here. Let's have this. Then we have the exclamation mark. then these two, okay, then come at the end here, these two, then this. Perfect. It's gone. Ctrl S, save. You can see it's not showing, only this is showing. So let me come over here also, like this, dash dash. Oh, sorry, exclamation mark dash dash. Perfect. Okay, then I don't want it to comment all these ones out. Okay, so what do? Just come over here, come to the end itself, the dash dash, the hyphen, then this. So it will only comment that the body and the HTML still stands. Then Ctrl S, save. Nothing shows here. So that is the comments tag. Let me use the comments tag here. Actually, it actually helps to describe something in whatever you're doing in HTML, and also it helps to comment out anything you want to comment out, something you don't want to execute on the web page. So that is it. So I'll see you in the next lecture video. So in this lecture video, I'll be teaching you the HTML semantic elements. Yes, we're just going to understand the structure only. Okay, the structure. Okay, when we're building our website and our project, we're going to use these tags. So we have the header tag, we have the main tag, and we have the footer tag. There are mainly 3 tags. You can see this is the header tag, the main tag fading a little bit here, and the footer tag is mainly 3. So in the header tag, we find what? We find the nav tag. Nav tag is a navigation tag. Okay, I'm going to experiment that here. Okay, then in the main tag, then let me jump to the footer tag. The footer tag is the last. Then the main tag is just like the body, it is in between. That's where all the other stuff goes. No, product, a lot of things goes in there. Okay, so the main tag is actually divided into 2. It's divided into section and aside. Section, aside. And in the inside section, we also have articles. But the main thing we need to understand is that nowadays websites don't actually have aside anymore like before. There's some websites that still have that, okay, but normally now aside is not more really used to that extent. Majorly in the header we have the nav, which is correct, the footer, correct. In the main tag we have the section majorly that covers every part there, and also the article, but the aside not well used to that extent. Okay, so now let me move into Visual Studio Code. Then what do? Inside the body, you can remember that everything you want to put on the web page that is going to show on the web page will be in the what? In the body. So there also you're going to what? Let's say header. Okay, perfect. Enter. Then we can actually have an H3. Let's just say websites. Perfect. Okay. Then apart from that, as I've said earlier, that in the header tag we have what we call the nav bar, where we have like home, about the home page link, about page link, okay, the contact link. It might be in the left, right, or in the middle, so it depends on wherever you want to put it. Okay, so let me say nav, then so enter. Perfect. So now the first one is what? Let's say home, press on end, then enter. Another one which is what? About, and then press enter. Then let's say products, enter, then contacts. That is just like the contact page. Okay, so now what do we do? Let's run this and see what happens. Let's open with what? Live server. You can see website, home, about, products, contacts. Let me minimize. You can see, but when we press it, it is not a link. What happened? Yes, as I've said, we are using the A tag, which is what? It should actually help us to link the home page to the home itself, the about page, the act. So as usual, what do? We come over here and give it its attributes. href equals to home, just as an example. Okay, then come down here and href equals to about. You can copy and paste it here, but I don't want to do that. I want to write it myself. Equals to products, then href equals to what? Contacts. Then I would minimize, then Ctrl S, save. Then you can see it changes to what? To the home, about, products, contacts. Okay, now we need to understand that these HTML semantic elements are what would actually help you to structure your website perfectly well. because in order, when you want to style it, you want to use CSS on it, what happens? It is easier. It makes it very, very easy. Even you can have a lot of elements on a particular website, but when it's structured to header, main, footer, then in the main you have section, the header, nav. It makes it very, very easy and goes perfectly well. And apart from that, it actually helps in the SEO, search engine optimization. Okay. Now, okay, let me close this. Now, after the header, what is next? Let me say the main. Okay. Enter. So in the main, we can actually have section. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Enter. Okay. Let me say I have some paragraph there. Okay, let me say lorem, like 100. Enter. Okay, Control S, save. You can see perfect. Okay. Sorry, bring this like this. Okay. So apart from that, I want to say that I have an audio tag here. Then enter. Okay. So enter. So I can say I have an image. Okay. What is the image? Source equals to. Okay. Just come over here. Click, hold and drag inside. Then it shows here. So let's maximize. Bring this on. You can see perfectly well. That's fruits.jpg. Fine. Okay. Let's say fruits.jpg. Sorry, .jpg. Then bring this like this. Oh, sorry. Let me minimize. Perfect. Then Control S, save. You can see it's huge. Okay, what do? Then just come over here. Width equals to 500. Control S, save. Okay, very, very perfect. You can see like that. Let me change the width to around 350. Control S, save. Very, very perfect. Okay, so now apart from that, I can actually include audio. Okay, oh sorry, audio. Enter. Then say source. Okay, source is what? Come inside and say src equals. Okay, where is it? It's actually outside here. Let's come over here. Windy. Click, hold and drag inside. Perfect. Okay, that is windy dot v confirm. So Control S, save. Okay, and also don't forget one of the attributes of audio is what? Controls. Okay, then I can actually put autoplay, then muted, then loop. No, then what's Control S? We save it. It's loading actually. Then okay, we can actually bring about. Let me close this. Sorry. Let's give it a space between. There should be a space between the image and the loop itself. So what do? As usual, BR. Control S, save. Okay, it's loading. Let's add one more. BR. Control S, save. Okay. Perfect. That's okay. Okay. So we can decide to add audio and let me play this. You can see it's actually playing itself. Let me pause it. I can take away the autoplay, that's not a problem. So we can actually decide to put the video and some other things like that. Okay, but that is not a problem. The main thing we want to achieve is that what? We have the header and we have the nav in the header. Okay, we have the header, fine. Okay, I can actually put an horizontal line immediately after the header. Okay, just say, and just break down like BR. Oh, sorry, HR. HR, Control S, save. You can see there is a line immediately after the header. So in the header we have what we have the nav. Okay, just as it is here. The header. In the header we have the nav. This is the old header. In the header we have the nav. Then we have the main. Then the footer. In the main we have sections. So you coming down here and seeing, oh, in this main we have section, and this is the main from lorem, obscene. Sorry, down here. This is still the main till we have the audio. In the main where we have the section. So in that section, we have the written words, the image, and also the audio. So now let's go to what? Let's go to footer. Okay, let's go to footer. So let's say footer. Nice one. Okay. So first I can decide to give this a breaking line, actually, just to break it. So now in the footer we have what we call, I'm gonna say copyright ads. Okay, let's say, so we say copyright. We say copyright ads 2025. Ctrl S, save. But it's not the ads we are after. We're actually after something else. So in HTML we write it like this: and copy, then colon. So when you say Ctrl S, let's see what is going to show there. You can see copyright. This is it. That is very, very perfect. So let's say, for example, we right click here now. Then we look at inspect. Inspect would actually give us exactly everything we actually used where in this web page. Okay, so you can see add. In the body we have header. Okay, when I expand this, you can see we have the navigation bar, nav. When I expand the nav also, you can see everything that has been written here. So you can go to any website of the world, just wherever it gets, if it is Chrome, just come over here in an empty space or something, so just right click. So when you right click, you're going to see inspect, but it's not here right now because I'm inspecting already, so it's not going to show me anything. Just like, just like coming over here and right click, you can see inspect. Okay, good. So in the nav bar, then in the main bar, this is it. It's actually, okay, sorry. Okay, let me expand it. Okay, you can see, it's a section. Let me expand the section also. Different things happening. The P tag, I've expanded. You can see everything I wrote there. The audio, I've expanded it. You can see the scripts down here. Scripts. So you can see for the footer and everything, it would actually be here to analyze it perfectly well. Okay. So let me close it back. So that is it for the words. For the HTML semantic elements, we are going to use the header, nav, the header tag, nav tag, section tag, footer tag very well in our projects. We're going to use it in our projects. This would actually help the SEO, search engine optimization, and most importantly, it's going to help us in styling our web page. And also, it is going to help us to organize the web page perfectly and help people who are impaired. So that is it for this. So I'll see you in the next